good afternoon, or good evening whenever you're deciding to view this Tip Tuesday. My name is Adam Waymer. I am the Director of Customer Success at IndySoft, and I am very excited to show you employee training. We have lots of different controls in the software that allow you to prevent or allow access. You're probably most familiar with Profile Manager, where you go and you set users up, you drag specific profile types, you build new profile types, and it just is an overall rule set for how you access the software. But you may also need to train your employees and keep a record of what you've trained. I'm going to show you some things throughout the software that you can use with our employee trainings. And from there are a variety of uses that you might come up that are fantastic for your purposes, and I hope that it is helpful for you in the future. So to get started, I'm going to take you to our ad edit list where employee information is held. So I'm going to come over to our Wayne Enterprises company. I've got a few employees there that we're onboarding and we're getting them started with training. We're going to go with Bruce Wayne. He's the CEO of this group. He's a hard worker, loves to dig into anything he possibly can. So we have located the employee training records. Again, that's just added employees. Click the name and then click over step 3. You'll see trainings are done by template name. This is done so you can train them because they're only available to work certain types of equipment. You're not going to lock that down and say they can't run a calibration event. This allows you to set it up where we can say only people who are trained on certain assets can launch a calibration event and do those specific types of equipment. So you can see here I've already got them trained on gauge blocks. Let's add another piece of equipment or another template in here. So once I hit the new button, I get an add edit employee training window. First thing I'll do is I'll select this drop down, and he's good at bore gauges. We've trained him today. There's an active training. We have a never expires option so that it's always valid, or we could put a date on it. Come back in a year, check and see if we need to renew, continuing education type of situation on whatever these templates are. Description field for future references myself. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tie it to an event. I'm going to say it's associated with the calibration event. And for comment, Bruce excels at everything he does, but is a bit moody. All right, so we're going to hit OK there. Now he's trained on bore gauges and gauge blocks. I'm going to pause it for a second, log out, and then we'll log in back in as Bruce Wayne and show you what's going to happen because we have trained him and how we have our system configured. All right, we are now logged in as Bruce Wayne. We are going to come over to equipment view and we're going to calibrate some assets. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head to my Wayne Industries company. And I'm going to pull up this gauge block 1A. It's linked to a template gauge block set English. Let me launch the calibration event. I am immediately stopped. It says, sorry, you are not authorized. Please reach out to management. So for that, we have a custom rule in place in workflow configuration. I'm going to show you in a second. You can always reach out to IndySoft support to help with that because it's a very simple custom rule that goes in there. We can help you put in place. And if you ever need something really advanced with this, of course, our implementation staff can assist with it. But being Bruce Wayne, I can't work on this right now. So I'm going to hit OK. Maybe I just accidentally picked the wrong record. Yeah, I'm not trained in gauge block set English. What am I trained in? I'm trained in Metric 81 PCS grade O. So I'm going to go to the calibration event, add that piece of equipment, and you notice I'm not blocked. It's looking up my template trainings, seeing what I'm trained on, and allowing me in to the event. Pretty basic. But that's for specific pieces of equipment. I'm going to log out and go back to our system admin account and deep dive into a couple things we can do here. All right, we're back in as a system administrator. One thing I want to show real quick is how I got that pop-up to happen when I launched the calibration event and the equipment was added to it. So right now I'm at our calibration event and workflow config. I'm on step 19, custom rules. Properly authorized. Oh, 1 second. Let me get a code here. You may notice this if you don't have custom scripting enabled. And 1F3A. All right. So I'm logged in, and now you see the custom script. It's very, very simple. Basically, we have a function saying, is employee trained? It grabs the user who's logged in. If they are not, you're going to get a result of 0, which is basically what this script is saying. If they were trained, they'd get a 1. The rest of the script wouldn't fire. And it's simply, it does an abort action on sorry with a message that I typed out, customized to just what I was thinking about. Sorry, you're not authorized to calibrate that particular template. Please reach out to management. Now, this example we're referring to was equipment based. But what if there's stuff in your process that you want to train individuals with? Let me get out of this and open up Template Editor. So we've got, normal templates that you're used to seeing here, that you probably have built yourself. But what we've also done is we've built some other items. Let's say I need someone trained on how we request quotes from a vendor. I could build a template called vendor quotes. I don't really need any information on the template necessarily, but it exists so I can associate a training with it. So let's go and let's associate an employee with that. We've got a newer employee. Let's see here, Harley Quinn. She's come on board. She is historically done. We've trained her on some other items maybe, but now we're training her on vendor packing. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just type in vendor quotes. The date completed, again, we just did it today, and we'll say it expires, let's push this away in the future. She's good till 2030, January 2030. I'm feeling good about that. And she was trained by Mike. And note, again, the event type section here, I'm going to choose part of our vendor process, maybe send to vendor. That sounds like the right place where we would do that, and hit OK. And now we've got her trained up. So if we put that same custom rule in place inside of a receiving event to confirm if they are trained, it would block them, or send a vendor event. If any event we put that in place, it's going to block based on trainings that we associate with it. Slight tweaks, but all very easily done. So from there, I've got employees trained. I've got a record of employees being trained. How do I access that and review it if I need to bring that up to someone, or I want to review internally what we need to do with our processes? One important tool I like a lot is our general searching. So I'm going to show you a way of doing this there. I've launched Print Builder. I've gone into general. I built a report called Trainings. So once I launch it, you can see I've got a search here. Who all has Mike L. trained? I've got these two particular employees are trained on these two particular items. I could search on what's about to expire, date completed, anything that you're used to in our filter boxes, how they operate, it's the same here. All linked to the table that stores our trainings. And just as a reminder, if you've never been into general searches before, it's a really great tool. I'm going to do test 1, 2, 3 just to show you real quick. So this would be me setting up one from scratch. I could come in here, and the options button allows me to choose my search report type, and I can choose any table in the database. So if I was doing parts ops and I wanted to look at some details on it, I could pick that. If I was trying to make a particular equipment search, I could, again, all subtables are associated for me. I can get anything I want. And then you have all those unique filter boxes available for you on the search, so you can save and get to things quickly. A little bit of a tangent, but I like to bring it up because for me, that's an easy way of reviewing my trainings and how I would personally set it up. So yeah, that's a few things you could do with employee trainings. I hope that sparks your mind a little bit about something that might be useful for you in IndySoft. If you've got questions or want help on that custom rule that I mentioned, please feel free to reach out to support@indysoft.com, and we will be happy to help. Again, have a great Tuesday, rest of the week, year. Thanks again for being an IndySoft customer.